South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn was crucial to President Biden's victory in the 2020 Democratic primary.
Now, the key Biden surrogate is speaking bluntly about the 2024 race. Here to discuss is South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn from my home state. So good to see you, Congressman.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
You've said that President Biden isn't breaking through the MAGA wall. What do you mean by that?
I meant that a lot of what we were doing not getting reported. And for some reason, we couldn't seem to break through. That was then, this is now. And one of the things has to do with the promo you just made this morning. The news that came out, additional $5 billion in student loan debt relief is now being reported. That had not been reported before. And there was $132 billion that he had done was not getting reported. For some reason, we were not breaking through that wall. Why? I don't know. We seem to be doing so now. I've seen in the last week 3 different reports on the amount of relief students have gotten. And so as I travel around the country, I had young people saying to me, Joe Biden has not kept his promise on relieving debt for students. But he was keeping his promise. It was not getting reported. $137 billion. That is a lot of money for around 3.8 million people.
So what are some of the other accomplishments that the president has made that you believe are being overlooked? And what do you say to people who say he hasn't done it enough? What has he done for the country?
I think that the biggest one that's being underreported is the PAC Act. What the president did with the PAC Act, not just the relief for those who served in Afghanistan and Iraq and got cancer and other maladies because of the burn pits, but Joe Biden went back and picked up those people who served in Vietnam and were not getting treated fairly. Look at the biggest infrastructure bill since Dwight Eisenhower's Interstate Highway. I think you hear all the announcements made at the local levels, but I don't think the national reporting of that has been up to what it should be.
Let's look at some numbers. According to a recent ABC News Ipsos poll, President Biden's approval rating has dropped to a new low, 33%. Are you concerned that his numbers are trending in the wrong direction?
Well, I don't think that's a trend. I think that's an outlier. I have seen polls recently that said not only is he being approved, but his numbers show that he's leading Trump. I've seen 2 polls saying that, but I've seen other polls saying differently. These snapshots are taken at certain times, and when you are polling young people and young people are not being told what's been done, then that's a problem. So I feel real good about where the campaign is. I think we're beginning to break through simply because we're having complete reporting rather than the incomplete reporting that was being done before.
How concerned are you when it comes to the president's ability to reach black voters? The president has an approval rating of 65% amongst black Americans age 50 and up, but that drops down to 32% amongst black Americans under the age of 50. Are you concerned?
I'm concerned with the reporting of this. Yes, when I see those numbers, my goodness, if there's any truth to the numbers, which I don't believe them, because I talk to black people all the time. I have 3 black daughters. They tell me differently. My grandchildren tell me differently. So I don't know where those numbers are coming from, but when you ask a question and someone is basing their opinion on incomplete information or misinformation, and the other side seems to be pretty good at misinformation. We know what happened in the last election. They didn't stop when the election was over. It's still going on now. So there's a lot of misinformation going on out here. There are a lot of things being said that's just not true. And I think that we are going to break through that when it goes one-on-one. We'll see what happens after the South Carolina primary.
We've been out on the campaign trail. I've gotten to talk to a lot of voters recently, and some of them have raised the concern that they think Joe Biden is too old to be running for president again. What do you say to them?
I said that with age comes wisdom. You know, I grew up in a parsonage, and one of the things I learned from my daddy's sermons is that we who are older are called for our experiences. Those who are younger are called for their strength. There is a meaningful combination of both that will contribute to the future of this country. So Joe Biden brings a lot of wisdom to this office. And I will say to anybody, what do you rather have, style or substance? I will take substance over style any time.
We'll all be watching. All right, South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn, thank you for joining us. And again, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.